Welcome back, living environment fans. Today we're going to introduce cellular transport, and I'm going to ask you a quick question. What does selectively permeability mean? We're going to actually explore that today. So, gauze, the stuff that your dentist may put in a tooth area where after it got pulled out, or the stuff that your doctor or your parents may use to wrap a big gash in your leg if you scraped your knee before or elbow. So is it selectively permeable? Look at the list of items that are on the bottom of the slide. So you've got dirty water, pebbles, iced tea, colored water, sand, and sugar. Are they going to pass through if I had, let's say I put 4 layers of gauze down and I poured it over a clean cup, an empty cup. How many of these items would actually go through? Take a minute, pause the video, and we'll get back to it. And as soon as you get back, we'll answer the question. So hopefully you actually labeled passing through. You're going to have the dirty water, most of the dirty water, unless it has large pieces of dirt in there. Iced tea, colored water, and sugar water. And I'm talking about the dissolved sugar water. Maybe if you had large clumps of sugar, they wouldn't actually go through. But definitely not going to pass through would be the sand and the pebbles. They're too big to fit through all the little holes that the gauze has. Why are some of these materials going through the gauze while others are not? Take a second, write something down. Hopefully you get the right idea from earlier slides. Hopefully you were thinking about selective permeability that we talked about in class already. It's the ability to allow certain molecules or ions to pass through the membrane by means of active or passive transport. Now that means that this selective permeability is the ability to choose what goes in and comes out of the cell and how easily it can be done. So if you remember, all cells are actually covered with a cellular membrane, cell membrane, plasma membrane, any of those words, or phospholipid bilayer, all mean the same exact thing. Essentially the major job of the cell membrane is to maintain homeostasis by using the property of selective permeability. A cell membrane, think of it as like a window screen. You're going to allow the air to come into your house or the air to go out of your house, but you're going to keep all the bugs out. Most of the dust particles that are too small to get through the screen are going to remain on the other side where they should be kept. Water can actually move through the membrane very easily because it's such a small molecule. Some molecules are allowed in on a limited basis, meaning the cell may not need a lot of them, so you're going to find them in very small quantities inside the cell. And this doesn't mean that the cell membrane is so good at its job, its selective permeability, that it's going to keep all those toxic chemicals like drugs, alcohol, or even viruses out of the cell. All three of those can actually easily penetrate the cell membrane and go directly where they need to go to mess up anything possible. So cell membranes and their life processes. Basically, this is one huge sentence that sums up everything. The cell membrane is highly involved in regulation of what enters and leaves the cell, the transport of materials in and out of the cell. That's its major function. Nutrition is just the moving of nutrients into the cell, and excretion is the movement of waste out of the cell. Your cell is doing all of these processes in order to maintain homeostasis using the cell membrane, which is selectively permeable, to control all of what comes in and out of the cell. Hope this video helped. In the next one, we're going to continue learning about cell transport.